happens, what happens when you sin too regularly and without checking yourself, without repenting? What happens is that your conscience, I think it's explained as the conscience being seared or burnt away. So regular repetitive sin without repentance destroys your ability to discern between good and evil. It destroys your conscience, and what happens is you start to call things that are not good, good, and you start to call things that are good, not good. So you exchange the truth for a lie, because that's what sin is. Any type of sin is the opposite of holiness. So, as Christians, we all struggle with temptation and overcoming sin, and the thing is not to culturalize yourself or not to get into a comfort zone where you see sin as acceptable, because no sin before God is ever acceptable. And anyway, what's amazing is that even if I only had the story of creation, even if I only had the first 3 books, Genesis 1, 2, and 3, I'd be able to give you the entire Torah, or tell you what the entire law says, just based on the story of creation. For example, it says, and God saw the light, Ra Elohim et haor. God saw a pattern of the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. The word there is bedal. Where bedal Elohim et haor, bein et haor, bein haosek. So God divides the light from the darkness, and also divides the waters from the waters. And it says, it says, God sees the light, He sees what is good. The light here is referred to as love, happiness, and truth. Because the sun and the moon was only created on the 4th day of creation, and we are only on the 1st day of creation here. And it says, so that's what we need to understand, is that we need to divide the light from the darkness, and call the light day and call the darkness night. So you need to call the good what it is, and you need to call evil what it is. Not to be confused as to what is good and acceptable before God and what is not acceptable. Our conscience condemns us. If you still have a conscience that hasn't been eroded, or what's the word, quenched, put out, silenced by sin. And God said that the difference in this world is to divide the waters from the waters. Where badil bein mayim lamayim. Says, woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness. See, this is where we get confused as humans, and we think that something is good and acceptable before God when it's not. And then what we are supposed to acknowledge as what is the good things before God, we don't acknowledge those things. We say those things are darkness, For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are darkened children. Sutish, King James Version. The word is very darkened. They have no understanding. Wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. It says, I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form, it was formless and void, and the heavens they had no light, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. Obviously, a bit of lost in translation there, but it's the same thing. Without form and void, to signify foolishness. Again, wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. And says Jesus says, I'm the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And just like Jeremiah, it's not like these guys are looking in the sky and they're seeing, there's no sun, we need a sun or something. They're talking about a different type of light here to the sun that's in the sky. And interestingly, Revelations 21:23 says, it's talking about the new heaven, the new earth, and the new Jerusalem. It says, and the city has no need of the sun or the moon to shine on it. For the glory of God is its light, and its lamp is the Lamb. I'm the light of the world. Let's continue here. Genesis 1:6, we see at the bottom there. This refers to the prophecy that Moses heard. Well, there's two things on this page. Let's begin with Mabdil Bain, the divide between, and Bidal Bain. The word is to divide, means like to separate, the sheep from the goats or the apples from the pears, to have the two separated, to divide. And the word Bain is like twilight. It's that point between, it's the sunset or sunrise, when when the sun or the moon or the sun is still beyond the horizon. So either it's going to go into daylight or it's going to go into the darkness. That's Bain, and it refers to discernment. So you divide what is good and what is bad through discernment. And even here says to divide the waters from the waters. If we look at it, Mayim la Mayim, Mayim is water, and the Lamed is in the middle of the two words that's been divided, and it's like a prophecy to Moses. Mayim la Mayim. You've got the water on the side, and you've got the Lamed, the shepherd in the center. And it says to divide between Mayim la Mayim. That discernment. Okay, let's continue. Genesis 3:3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it. Wherefore come ye out from among them, and be separate, saith Yahweh, and touch no unclean thing. You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it. Hypocrisy, sin. Touch no unclean thing, and I will receive you. And says, wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before my eyes. Cease to do evil, learn to do good. O death, where's your sting? O grave, where's your victory?